The dream of reaching Proxima Centauri begins with the realization that our nearest stellar neighbor is, at a daunting distance of 4.24 light-years, rendering all traditional rocket travel obsolete. While the discovery of Proxima Centauri b offered a glimmer of hope for a habitable world, the harsh reality of violent stellar flares and intense radiation suggests that survival on this planet would be a monumental struggle for any human pioneers brave enough to cross the cosmic void. To bridge this vast cosmic chasm, humanity must look far beyond our current propulsion limits today, carefully considering revolutionary concepts like breakthrough Starshot's light sails or the multi-generational commitment of massive ships. These generation ships would effectively become self-sustaining civilizations, carrying the weight of human history across space, where the original travelers would eventually pass the heavy torch to their descendants born in transit. These future generations would view Earth only as a distant, fading legend from a lost past. The journey is not merely a test of engineering, but a profound transformation of human experience. It requires a complete shift in perspective, moving from terrestrial life to a nomadic cosmic existence. Every bolt and circuit must be designed to last for centuries amidst the silent, cold vacuum. Engineers labor over schematics that must survive the ravages of time and the harsh radiation environment. The ship becomes a microcosm of Earth, holding forests, water cycles, and the collective human memory. As the vessel accelerates toward the red dwarf, the stars outside begin to shift their positions. Inside, the inhabitants cultivate crops under artificial light, mimicking the sun they left behind long ago. They study the star maps, calculating the trajectory that will eventually bring them to their destination. The silence of the void is punctuated only by the hum of fusion reactors powering life. Children are born into the corridors of the ship, knowing only the metal walls and lights. They learn the history of a blue planet they will never see, through digital archives preserved. The mission is an act of faith, a leap into the dark for the sake of survival. Each generation carries the burden of the mission, ensuring the ship remains functional and fully operational. They maintain the delicate balance of the ecosystem, recycling every drop of water and every nutrient. The ship is a living entity, breathing and pulsing with the rhythm of human life sustained. As they approach the halfway point, the distance to Earth becomes a psychological barrier to overcome. The travelers find solace in art, music, and stories passed down through the long, dark years. They define their culture by the mission, finding purpose in the pursuit of a new home. The stars ahead grow brighter, beckoning the travelers toward the faint glow of the red dwarf. They prepare for the deceleration, a process that will take years of careful, calculated engine burns. The ship groans under the stress of the maneuver, testing the integrity of the aging hull. Every system is checked and rechecked, for there is no room for error in this endeavor. The descendants of the original crew stand at the observation ports, watching the star grow larger. It is a sight that has been anticipated for centuries, a moment of profound, quiet realization. The red dwarf looms ahead, its light casting long shadows across the interior of the ship. They are no longer just travelers. They are the bridge between two different solar systems entirely. The transition from the void to the vicinity of the star marks a new, uncertain chapter. They observe the planet orbiting the star, a world that will become their new, permanent home. It is a harsh, alien landscape, but it represents the culmination of all human effort expended. The ship enters the orbit of the planet, the culmination of a journey spanning many lifetimes. They prepare the landing craft, the final step in a voyage that redefined the human species. The atmosphere of the planet is thin, but it holds the promise of a future life. They descend through the clouds, the heat shield glowing as they enter the alien, thin atmosphere. The surface of the planet comes into view, a rugged terrain of rock and deep shadows. They land in a valley, the engines cooling as the ship settles into the alien soil. The hatch opens, and the first humans step out onto the surface of a new world. The air is cold and thin, but it is the air of a world they can claim. They look up at the red dwarf, a star that will be their sun for generations. The journey has ended, but the true work of colonization is only just beginning for them. They establish their first base, shielded against the radiation that plagues the surface of Proxima. They use the technology brought from the ship to build a sanctuary in the deep ground. The underground habitats become their new home, a place of safety and growth for them. They adapt to the gravity, their bodies changing to fit the new environment they inhabit now. The culture of the settlers begins to diverge, shaped by the unique challenges of this world. They become a new branch of humanity, forever changed by the distance from their origins. The memory of Earth fades into myth, a story told to children in the deep dark. They look at the stars, knowing they are no longer just inhabitants of a single planet. They are an interstellar civilization, a testament to the resilience and curiosity of the human spirit. The vast, silent vacuum is no longer a barrier, but a bridge to the endless future. Humanity has finally transcended its origins, finding a new, permanent home among the distant stars. As the generation ship finally arrives at the red dwarf star, the true challenge begins. The settlers must immediately establish shielded, underground habitats to protect against the star's volatile environment. These subterranean bunkers offer the only sanctuary from the relentless, searing flares of Proxima Centauri. Life becomes a delicate balance of survival, requiring the constant, efficient harnessing of nuclear energy. Engineers work tirelessly to perfect fusion reactors that recycle every single precious, life-sustaining resource. Water is reclaimed from every vapor, and minerals are meticulously extracted from the alien soil. The settlers must adapt to a life defined by the harsh constraints of their home. They slowly evolve into a distinct branch of humanity, shaped by the planet's unique gravity. The intense radiation levels further influence their biological development over many long, arduous generations. Over thousands of years, the profound isolation of Proxima Centauri leads to cultural divergence. The traditions of Earth begin to fade, replaced by customs birthed from the red light. This marks the transition of our species from Earth-bound inhabitants to a true interstellar civilization. The once impossible odyssey now mirrors the great, daring explorations of our distant human past. Every barrier encountered is proven to be merely a temporary limit for our resilient kind. By stepping into the light of another star, humanity finally transcends its fragile, ancient origins. They turn the vast, silent vacuum into a new, permanent home among the distant stars. The red dwarf looms large, casting long shadows over the domes of the new city. Children born under the crimson glow know nothing of the blue sky of their ancestors. They study the stars with eyes adapted to the dim, flickering light of their sun. The underground tunnels hum with the steady, rhythmic pulse of advanced, self-sustaining fusion power systems. Every citizen understands the necessity of conservation in this enclosed, artificial, and precious ecosystem. The history of Earth is preserved only in digital archives, a ghost of a memory. Each generation grows further removed from the terrestrial roots that once anchored their distant kin. Their bodies change, becoming leaner and more resilient to the stresses of this alien world. The society thrives in the darkness, finding beauty in the stark, rugged landscape above them. They have conquered the void and now claim the red dwarf as their own hearth. The dream of the original travelers has finally blossomed into a permanent, thriving human reality. Humanity has successfully bridged the chasm, proving that our destiny lies beyond the solar system. The silent vacuum is no longer a barrier, but a bridge to infinite, new possibilities. We have become a species of the stars, forever changed by our long, arduous journey. The colony functions as a closed loop, where nothing is discarded and everything is repurposed. Hydroponic gardens stretch for miles, bathed in the artificial spectrum of specialized LED arrays. The air is scrubbed and recycled through complex biological filters, mimicking the Earth's lost atmosphere. Robotic drones patrol the surface, constantly monitoring the star for incoming bursts of lethal radiation. When a flare is detected, the colony enters a state of high alert, sealing all bulkheads. Deep beneath the crust, the inhabitants wait in silence until the stellar storm passes overhead. This rhythm of danger and safety defines the very pulse of their daily existence. Over centuries, the language of the colonists shifts, incorporating terms for their unique environment. New philosophies emerge, centering on the sanctity of the ship in the red star's light. They view the distant, cold void as a canvas for their future expansion and growth. The genetic drift becomes noticeable as the population stabilizes within the planet's gravitational pull. Bone density shifts to accommodate the lower gravity, making them taller and more graceful. Their skin tone adapts to the constant exposure to the specific radiation of the red dwarf. They are no longer Earthlings, but something entirely new, forged in the fires of space. The colony expands into a sprawling network of interconnected chambers, carved deep into the rock. Each sector serves a specific purpose, from energy production to the cultivation of synthetic food. The architecture is purely functional, yet it possesses a stark, brutalist beauty of its own. They have learned to thrive where life was never intended to exist by natural means. The memory of Earth is a sacred relic, kept in the central archives for all to see. Yet, the reality of their lives is firmly rooted in the soil of Proxima b. They look toward the stars not with longing, but with the confidence of true explorers. The red dwarf is their sun, their provider, and the anchor of their entire civilization. They have mastered the art of survival in the most hostile conditions imaginable to man. The legacy of the first generation is carried forward in every breath of recycled air. They are the pioneers of a new era, the vanguard of a multistellar human race. The vast distance between stars has been conquered by the sheer persistence of human will. They stand as a testament to the idea that humanity can survive anywhere in space. Their story is the beginning of a chapter that will span millions of years ahead. The red light of their star shines brightly upon a future that is truly limitless. Humanity has finally found its place among the stars forever. If you found this video engaging, please do subscribe to the planetarium.